Throughout the Second World War, Italy equipped its forces with distinctive service rifles, fast-firing submachine guns, dependable machine guns, sturdy sidearms, and uniquely Italian-designed support weapons. And today, we're going to take a look at all of them. To kick things off, here is handguns. Beretta M 1934, Italy's most prolific service pistol with over 1 million produced. Chambered in .380 ACP, it featured a simple blowback action and external hammer. Issued across all branches from Ethiopia through the Italian Social Republic's final days. Beretta M 1935, essentially the M 1934, scaled down to .32 ACP. Primarily issued to Regia Aeronautica aircrew and naval officers who valued its lighter weight and reduced recoil. Featured the same reliable blowback design in a more compact package. Odio M 1889, a gate-loading 6-shot revolver chambered in 10.35mm Italian ordnance. Already obsolete by 1915, thousands were reissued during World War II to black shirt militia, carabinieri, and colonial troops. Its robust construction allowed continued service despite being over 50 years old. Glisenti M 1910, an Italian automatic pistol featuring a complex internal mechanism requiring weak 9mm Glisenti ammunition instead of standard 9mm parabellum. By 1940 it was largely replaced, though some remained in service with rear echelon and police units throughout the war. Then, Sosso pistol, an experimental high-capacity pistol designed by Giulio Sosso, featuring a unique chain-link ammunition feed system. Held 21 rounds, but proved too mechanically complex for military adoption. Only prototypes existed, representing Italy's interwar attempts at innovative firearm design. Let's move on to bolt-action rifles. Carcano M 1891, Italy's standard infantry rifle since adoption, chambered in 6.5 by 52mm Carcano. The full-length version with 30.7-inch barrel served until gradually replaced by shorter variants. Its on-block clip system and Mannlicher-style action equipped millions of Italian soldiers across 2 world wars. Then, Carcano M 1891 TS, the Troop Speciali carbine variant with an 18-inch barrel for cavalry, artillery, and engineers. Weighed nearly 2 pounds less than the full rifle. Thousands saw frontline service in North Africa, Russia, and the Balkans, despite its reduced effective range. Then, Carcano M 1891-41, a wartime return to the long rifle configuration, reverting from 7.35mm back to the proven 6.5mm cartridge after 1940. Features included simplified rear sights and a fixed front sight. Produced under increasingly difficult industrial conditions through 1943. Carcano M 1938. The short rifle, adopted in 1938, chambered in the new 7.35 by 51mm cartridge, before reverting to 6.5mm by 1940. At 40 inches overall length, it became Italy's most common World War II rifle variant. Features included a fixed rear sight and folding bayonet. Vetterli Vitali M 1870 8715, a Swiss Vetterli rifle converted to centerfire in 1887 and again modified in 1915 to accept Carcano ammunition. By World War II, these 70-year-old rifles armed second-line colonial troops in East Africa. Their continued use reflected Italy's desperate shortage of modern arms. Continuing with semi-automatic and automatic rifles. Armaguerra Modello 39, a gas-operated semi-automatic rifle designed by the Armaguerra Company in 7.35mm. Testing showed promise with good accuracy and reliability. Production was cancelled in 1940 as Italy's limited industrial capacity focused on proven Carcano bolt actions instead. Up next, Breda PG, the Fucile Mitragliatore Breda PG. An advanced rifle capable of 4-round burst fire. Expensive machining and complex mechanisms limited production. Small numbers exported to Costa Rica, with minimal Italian military adoption before the armistice disrupted all development. Then, Scotti Modello, 1939, a gas-operated semi-automatic designed by Alfredo Scotti in 7.35mm. Featured a distinctive muzzle brake and tilting bolt. Military trials in 1939-40 showed promise, but Italy's armament priorities and industrial constraints prevented mass production or adoption. Now this is the Pavese P42, an experimental semi-automatic rifle developed in 1942, featuring stamped metal construction for simplified production. Arrived far too late for meaningful evaluation, as Italy's military situation collapsed. Represents desperate late-war attempts to modernize infantry armament under impossible circumstances. Beretta Modello 1937. A Beretta designed gas-operated semi-automatic rifle, tested in 7.35mm during the late 1930s. Though mechanically sound, it faced the same production capacity problems as other Italian semi-autos. Never progressed beyond trials, as bolt actions remained easier to manufacture. MBT Modello 1931, the Moschetto Beretta Trasformazione, an experimental semi-automatic conversion of the Carcano action. Tested in limited numbers during the early 1930s. Like many Italian semi-auto projects, it showed technical merit, but lacked the industrial backing for production adoption. Next on the list is submachine guns. Villar Perosa M, 1915. The world's first true submachine gun. Originally designed as a twin-barreled 9mm Glisenti aircraft weapon in 1915. Later adapted for ground use with shields or bipods. By World War II, it was obsolete, though some remained in alpine fortress positions. OVP 1918. The Officine Villar Perosa 1918. Essentially, a single-barrel Villar Perosa modified into a shoulder-fired configuration. Featured a top-mounted magazine and pistol grip. This World War I era weapon saw very limited World War II use, with rear echelon and colonial troops. Beretta M 1918. One of the first practical select-fire shoulder weapons, chambered in 9mm Glisenti, featured a top-mounted magazine and wooden stock. By World War II, most were in reserve stocks, though some equipped Carabinieri and black shirt militia units during desperate 1943-45 fighting. Up next, Beretta M 1830, an interwar modernization featuring 9mm parabellum chambering and improved ergonomics. Popular with police, prison guards, and colonial troops. Its closed bolt design offered excellent accuracy. Several thousand remained in service through World War II in secondary roles. Beretta MAB 38A, widely considered one of World War II's finest submachine guns. Featured exceptional accuracy, a perforated barrel jacket, and dual triggers for fire selection. Issued to elite bersaglieri, paratroopers, and special units throughout North Africa, Russia, and Italy itself. Beretta MAB 3842, a simplified wartime variant removing the barrel jacket and reducing machining requirements. Despite cost-cutting measures, it retained the MAB 38's excellent reliability and accuracy. Thousands equipped Italian forces, and later the German Wehrmacht after September 1943. FNAB 43, an extremely sophisticated, delayed blowback submachine gun, designed by Fabbrica Nazionale d'Armi Brescia. Its mechanical complexity limited production to approximately 7,000 units. Primarily used by RSI forces and German occupation troops in northern Italy during 1944-45. TZ-45, a late-war stamped steel design featuring a grip safety and compact dimensions. Approximately 6,000, produced in 1944-45 for the Italian Social Republic. Its simple construction reflected desperate wartime conditions, yet it proved mechanically reliable in partisan and RSI hands. Armaguerra OG-44, a 1944 simplified design using stamped components and minimal machining. Only small numbers produced before Italy's industrial collapse. Represents the final Italian attempt to create an easily manufactured submachine gun during the chaotic final year of fighting. Then, Isotta Fraschini, model Albertini, a prototype delayed blowback submachine gun developed by the automotive company Isotta Fraschini, intended as a cheaper alternative to the complex MAB 38. Never progressed beyond trials, remaining an obscure footnote in Italian wartime small arms development. Variara SMG, a crude resistance-made submachine gun produced in clandestine workshops during 1944. Simple blowback operation using whatever materials partisans could obtain. Represents the desperate, improvised weapons created during Italy's brutal civil war and German occupation. Moving on to machine guns. Breeder Modello 5G, an interwar light machine gun design featuring a top-mounted magazine. By World War II, it was largely obsolete, replaced by the Modello 30. Some examples remained in service with second-line colonial troops in East Africa during the 1940-41 campaign. Up next, Breeder Modello 30, Italy's standard squad automatic weapon, notorious for its problematic side-mounted fixed magazine and oil pump cartridge lubrication system. Despite severe reliability issues in desert sand and Russian mud, it remained Italy's primary light machine gun throughout the war, by necessity. Breeder Modello 31, a tank and aircraft machine gun chambered in 6.5mm, essentially a heavy-barreled Modello 30. Used as secondary armament in early Italian tanks and armoured vehicles. Fed from the same problematic fixed magazine, it shared the Modello 30's reliability issues. Breeder Modello 37, Italy's best heavy machine gun, chambered in 8mm and feeding from 20-round metal strips. Gas-operated with excellent reliability and accuracy. Served as company and battalion support weapon throughout North Africa, Russia and the Balkans. Weighed 43 pounds complete. Breeder Modello 38, a tank-specific version of the Modello 37, modified with a top-mounted 24-round magazine instead of strips. Standard secondary armament in most Italian medium and light tanks. Proved more reliable than the Modello 30 in armoured vehicle applications. Fiat Ravelli Modello 1914-35, a World War I water-cooled machine gun converted to air cooling and rechambered from 6.5mm to 8mm in 1935. The update improved reliability, but couldn't match more modern designs. Still equipped many defensive positions in Albania, Greece and North Africa. SIA Modello 1918. Originally a World War I aircraft gun, adapted for ground use as a light machine gun. Fed from a top-mounted pan magazine with high cyclic rate. Limited numbers saw frontline service in Ethiopia and Spain before being largely withdrawn by World War II. Breeder Safad, 7.7mm, Italy's standard aircraft machine gun in 7.7mm, adapted from the Breeder Modello 37. Equipped early warfighters, including the CR-42 and early MC-200s, eventually supplemented by heavier 12.7mm weapons as air combat intensified. Scotti Isotta Fraschini Modello 1933, a high rate of fire aircraft machine gun developed as an alternative to Breeder designs. Gas operated in 7.7mm with approximately 1,200 rounds per minute. Limited adoption due to Breeder's dominance in Italian aircraft armament contracts. Ending with specialized firearms. Brixia Modello 35, a unique 45mm light mortar requiring a 3-man crew despite weighing only 34 pounds. Could fire up to 8 aimed rounds per minute to 530 yards. Popular with Alpine troops for its accuracy, though its complexity made field maintenance difficult. Up next, Lancia Fiamme Modello 35, Italy's standard infantry flamethrower with a range of approximately 40 meters. Carried 12 liters of fuel, providing 20 seconds of firing time. Used extensively in Ethiopia, Spain and the Balkans for clearing fortifications and creating psychological shock. Castelli Model 1900, an early double-action revolver from the turn of the century, produced in limited quantities. By World War II, these were antiquated curiosities, occasionally found in militia hands. Represents the transitional period between 19th century and modern Italian military handguns.